What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about a different strategy to upload art on Redbubble. Now, yesterday, if you've seen yesterday's video, and I highly recommend everybody go back and watch yesterday's video, I'll actually leave a link in the description box to yesterday's video because I think it will give a little bit of understanding for today's video. What we talked about was when you hire virtual assistants and basically you set them up to upload very particular style of images. And these are images that are specifically allowed to be uploaded, right? They're not from free websites. They're not from, stock photo websites that are free images that you could get banned for. We're not talking about that, but this is different. A tool, and you guys saw the video, and if you didn't see it, like I said, I'll leave the link in the description box down below. We went through the numbers. We showed how you can hire virtual assistants and generate a profit, and how I actually do it every single month. And that's kind of what I was doing, kind of sharing what I did in yesterday's video. Well, I'll now talk about what I used to do when it comes down to designing and how you could improve, I guess, the old methods, right? So let me be clear about this. When I say the old method, it's not really old. There's a lot of people doing this on Redbubble where you have simple text-based designs. Text, maybe a little bit of image here and there, but simple text-based designs. A good example of this, I can search for the keyword faith, for example, and I spelled it wrong. Let me go ahead and correct that. But faith like this. And you could see here, a design like this is a simple text-based design. There's nothing really special about it. There's nothing that, makes it crazy design here. It's not complicated. Very simple, right? Simple text-based design. This is a strategy that you could implement for simple text-based designs to be able to have a better result at the end of the day, which is essentially doing niche research for your specific keywords, specifically relating to the relationship between Google and Redbubble. For those who don't know, and I've said this before in the Redbubble courses, if you're a member of the website, you're a member of the tagging course, the SEO guidance, things like that. If you guys have seen the courses, something that I've said specifically is that 70 to 80% of my traffic on a developed store will come from organic. So when I say organic, I'm talking about essentially not including social media, not including advertising, not including any kind of method like that. Just simply somebody doing a search, whether it be on Google or on Redbubble, to find my product, right? So 70 to 80% of my traffic comes from organic, okay? Now, that actually should kind of stand for something, because if you guys have seen some of my other videos about using the Redbubble favorite automator, using different automation tools, Instagram bots, things like that, you can grow your following quite a bit. And you can grow the amount of traffic that you get quite a bit. So 70 to 80% is no small joke, and it's no small task. There's a lot of traffic that comes in. Now, to be clear, there's a way that you can kind of bridge the gap, make things a little bit easier for you, okay? So let's just say you're trying to do a design. Let's just say you search a simple word here on Redbubble, like the keyword tree. You might not know how much traffic comes to the keyword tree. You might not even know how much demand is on Google. And you want to remember that Google is it's essentially a larger version of what Redbubble is. Now, Redbubble in nature is a search engine, right? And it's a search engine, but not for data or things like that. It's for products. So, for example, if I search for tree, I'm going to see things that are related to trees pop up. Now, obviously, you're going to see content that might not look like it relates to tree. Like, for example, this design here. To me, this just looks like a frog. But the reason why this pops up is because the keyword tree is found in the tags. So something that I want you to know and I want you to understand is the keyword that is being searched does not have to show up in the title of the design, but specifically in the tags in order for it to pop up. Now, if you're a beginner, you might not know that, but most advanced individuals know this already, or even intermediate, or even if you've been watching this channel for a little while, you probably already know that. But that is the first step, is to understand the kind of the way the algorithm works. And there's a lot of components to the algorithm. Like I said, we spoke about those things in the course. But one way that you could really get an edge is just understanding how much search volume is coming in through Google. So a good way to do this is very simple. I'm going to be using the Redbubble Analytics Pro tool here, and I'm just going to search for the keyword tree. Now, in general, a general guidance for most beginners, things get harder when you compete in higher competitive niches. Now, don't get me wrong, there are certain circumstances where niches can get a lot of search demand and be low competition. It is possible. But most of the time, especially in 2023 and beyond, most of the time, if a niche is getting a lot of search demand, it's typically going to have a lot of competition, or it's going to have competition that is emerging very, very quickly. I'll give a quick example of this is the show Arcane. Back then, before Arcane was released, nobody was searching for the word Arcane on Redbubble. And maybe there were, but when I say nobody, I'm saying nobody in respect to the amount of people that were searching for it once the show came out, right? So that keyword was deemed uncompetitive, and it might have been profitable. I'm sure it was profitable for some individuals. They probably had some Arcane wizard type shirts, designs, stickers, whatever, selling on there. But as soon as the series came out, the keyword Arcane didn't just become any more like a regular keyword. It became ultra competitive because everybody knew that there was a show coming out and people wanted to make money off of it. Now, you really shouldn't be trying to capitalize off of things you don't necessarily own, but then again, it happens all the time, and I use that example because it's a very, very clear example of how people hop on trends. So, and really how a keyword's search data can change. But just to understand the concept of when something's getting more search volume, it's typically going to come with a lot of competition very quickly. There are a few situations where you can what I have call a golden opportunity. This golden opportunity is rare. It's a very rare situation, and just like if you guys are familiar, you watch some of my Merch by Amazon videos when I'm in Tier 10, which I currently am with the new store. Tier 10, the designs that I have on there, I think like 4 or 5 designs are literally golden opportunity designs. There's decent amount of search traffic for where I can get enough sales a day, 2, 3, 1 sale a day, maybe 1 sale every 2 days, depending on the market. But getting sales without really any competition. There's nobody who knows about that niche yet, and I'm the only one in it. But that's, like I said, a golden opportunity. There's not too many options like that. So how can you find some of these golden opportunities? Well, this tool definitely helps me out do this from time to time. So what I like to do is I like to, especially now, because I can be more specific about what I design as opposed to doing like 60 designs a day, which is what I used to do. And I believe very heavily that people should do that because there should be a period of time of just pushing yourself to the absolute limit. I think there's nothing wrong with that, and I think everybody should be a little bit more comfortable with some challenge. But regardless, when I search a word that's pretty general like the keyword tree, this just reassures to me everything that I already know. All right, I already know there's going to be a significant amount of competition. I know there's going to be a lot of Google searches, and I already know that these kind of two things come hand in hand, right? And we can see that information is verified, right? So there's 1,351,805 essentially competitive designs in that keyword that called the keyword tree. I want you to understand, though, just because the keyword tree is in the tags does not necessarily mean it's competitive, and I'll explain why. Anybody who's searching for the keyword tree on Redbubble and they see something like this, they're not going to actually, well, I'm not going to say for 100% sure, but it's not likely that they're going to buy this product. In fact, if we go over here to any other design, like something like this, it says climate change will kill us, I don't think somebody searching for the keyword tree will buy this. What happens is that people include these keywords that are deemed relevant from a human psychological perspective, and what happens is they rank for other keywords, right? Like if I go to this design right here, like this lemon sticker design, I scroll down and I look at the tags, there's the keyword lemon and lemon tree. It might be selling very, very well for the keywords lemon and lemon tree, not necessarily the keyword tree, right? It's not 100% definitive that the individual who's searching for tree is going to buy this. Another good example of this is the keyword blue, for example. Anybody who's searching for the keyword blue is not going to buy this design, and I can almost guarantee that, right? Specifically in this situation. However, it's doing very well in terms of sales, and that's why it's ranking higher, and it also includes the tag. That's why it's in the relevant section, right? Which is an important thing to understand. But if I go over here, for example, to the best selling, you got to understand also that this is the number of sales each design acquires with that keyword tag in place, right? So this design right here, out of all the different designs on that contain the keyword tree and the tags, this design gets the most sales. Not necessarily that the individual searching for the keyword tree is buying this product. That's not necessarily the case. So there is this interconnectedness within the algorithm, and that's why it's important to understand when you look at data like this, and we'll just go ahead and search tree here again. When you look at data like this, you have to take it with a grain of salt and understand that Redbubble's algorithm is not 100% perfect. And you could see perfect examples of it, right? Like you see pictures of mushrooms. It has nothing to do with the keyword tree, but the keyword tree is involved in the tags. That's why it shows up. So when you take this with a grain of salt and you look at these things, you could tell how much competition or how much, where you can win. So if we look here, there's another keyword here called bonsai, right? And bonsai is related to the concept of tree. Hence why you could see here related keyword search data. And if for those who are familiar, a bonsai tree, and I could just whip out pictures of it here. Bonsai, I think I spelled it right. Who knows? Let me go ahead and search here if I did spell it right. But sorry, guys, just bear with me. I'm dyslexic, so spelling for me is like, solving math equations. Math is actually pretty easy for me, but regardless, so bonsai. When people search for this keyword, now they're becoming more specific about certain things. And here is a good example of a decently good niche to go ahead and dominate in. Now, why do I say this? Okay, here, you could see here the keyword bonsai gets 1.8 million searches a month. The keyword bonsai, right? But if you do the math on that, that is getting almost the same as tree, the keyword tree, or, pretty much the same. But if you look deeper at the actual design structure here, it has 8,278 results. We could actually do the exact same thing without even looking at Redbubble and just type in bonsai tree here to get more data, right? And I could just hit search here. So bonsai tree here to get more data. And let's just give it a second because it is a little bit more specific. We could see here that there is a trend moving forward. Now, something that I do want to say, guys, is this is an example of a trend that's perfectly fine, right? It is trending upward, but it's perfectly fine to create designs in. I'll explain why. And this keyword is actually a hit. I mean, this is a great competitive area to compete. I'll explain why. You know what? Let's just focus on why this keyword is great for the rest of the video. You look at this, first of all, there's no crazy large dips here. First of all, right? If there was a dip here, or it would be all the way down here, and then it shot up, that would be a problem. Then you wouldn't be looking at an evergreen keyword. You would be looking at something that's more, more volatile. It's not, volatile is not the thing you want to go for, at least in my opinion. But the trend here is relatively consistent throughout the year, and for some reason the trend is moving upwards. Now, you could see here that there's 92 shops competing, okay? These 92 shops, they're cashing in on this keyword. And you got to do the math on this. You got to think about this. If 92 shops are competing and the competition is 8,278, right? That means these 92 shops are going really, really hard, creating a lot of content for this keyword, right? We also see here that the most common product that's being sold, or the main category, is a sticker, right? That's interesting. So maybe that you want to set your default view product to sticker, right? All these things kind of help out. Now, it's actually not a 1.8 million. I don't know why I said 1.8 million for search. It's 550,000. Okay, so 550,000 searches still is no joke. That's heavy entry, right? Now, if we look at all the competing shops here at the top, we have the first one here doing 5 designs. Here we have 5 designs, 4, 3, a few 3s, a few 2s, and then all are 1s. You could be, for a keyword like this, the #1 guy, the #1 store, producing 300, 500, 1,000 designs for the keyword bonsai. Now, logically, and this is what I've taught before about dominating a niche, if you do this, guys, if you do this, and you go out there and you create 1,000 designs in this niche, you're almost guaranteeing yourself income. You're almost guaranteed. This is why when we go over things like this, a lot of people they leave so much money on the table. If they were a little bit more consistent, a little bit harder working, and just willing to just be a little bit more conscientious of the opportunity, you could sit there and you can capitalize. Now, it might be a little boring. Don't get me wrong. Creating 1,000 designs on the same topic is boring. When I was sitting there doing 60 designs a day, every day, by the third month, and I was only 3 months in, it was getting a little, I'm not going to lie, a little boring, but it produces income, so it is what it is. But regardless, this is a perfect example of a good keyword. 92 shops competing. The shops who are at the top are not really, it's not like they're hammering the niche. 2 designs here, 3 designs there. It's really no big deal. You can beat a lot of the people here. It's very easy, very logical to do so. And here we have related keywords to Google, in Google. So after you create these designs, you can hop onto a next niche and look at all these other keywords here. Now, when I was doing my 60 designs a day, later into the year, this tool came out. This didn't come out in the beginning. Had it come out into the beginning, the way I would have created designs would have been a little bit differently. Now, do I look back and say, did I do wrong with the way I did? No, I did actually very, very well. So I'm not ashamed about that. But what I am saying is there's a lot of different opportunities here with Redbubble. And this is a perfect example of how you can see these opportunities, and you guys are seeing this live. Now, I presume after this video, a lot of people who don't have this tool are just going to go and create a bunch of designs for the keyword bonsai tree, but what I'm saying here is that you could do the exact same thing. It's just a matter of putting your head down, getting to work, and this is, like I said, a perfect example of a niche that is profitable. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. If you guys want, actually, you know what? I'm not going to end the video right here. If you guys want to see more videos like this, where I find good niches, profitable niches for you, let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.